if you have something that you actually fucking love, like you really feel like it's a good, like you're not fucking with you're not lying to yourself. It's not some bullshit idea. If you really have something that you love or that you're passionate about and you're not happy with what you're doing now, like take the fucking jump.
What is up, everybody? We are on the first episode of DNA of a Man with me, Derek Vandy. We got Anthony's World, and then we got the owner of Lovesick, Collin. What is the last name?
McMannis,
the Irishman.
The Irishman. I like that with Conor McGregor in it.
Hey, I love it. But please, before we get started on this cast, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, drop some of those comments down below of maybe like what kind of merch you want to see this man drop, and drop some love. But also we'll put his website and we'll put his Instagram down below as well. Make sure you turn on that notification bell so you can be notified every single time that we make a podcast or a post. Also follow this man on Instagram. It is LLOVESICK. I love it. Real quick, you told us before, but let's let them know, why did you name it Lovesick with 2 L's?
The 2 L's specifically?
2 L's specifically, and then
the name?
Yeah.
So the 2 L's, first name is Collin.
Yeah.
When I grew up, it was always, is your name spelled with 1 L or 2 L's? Because that's like a difference with like Brendan or however whatever you spell it with. So, I'm a 2L Collin, and I wanted to create the Lovesick. Obviously, is another story. I'll talk after this, but I wanted just to create a little more specifically to me and something that like meant more to me. And so, how
adds
can I
the
make
passion?
Exactly. So, how can I make this like more about me? And so, I just added the L, and it's like,
And I will say, with the 2 L's, dude, it makes
it looks way better.
Way sicker.
It's way better.
It
The hat
does.
wouldn't be the same.
No,
It
the
wouldn't.
whole brand wouldn't be the same. And I like that, like, so like I have your golfer dad hats, the low, the white ones that say like,
Oh yeah,
the lowercase
the
L's.
cap.
Yeah.
The
And-
love, yeah.
Yeah, and it said like, and I bought one for my father, like my stepfather-in-law, and he was like, "Does it say I love?" And he's like this big, like broody, like old Irish.
So
what is
that-
it? He's,
Italian.
So a lot of people they're like, I love sick, and I'm like, no, love sick. So that does get some confusion, but once I like kind of tell them, and especially when we do uppercase, you can kind of tell.
Oh, you could definitely tell.
But with the lowercase, people get confused.
Yeah, I can
like
see
especially
that.
like sometimes on Instagram, when I first started it, people were like, I love sick, and I was like, no, it's not I love sick, it's love sick, just 2 L's.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to keep the uppercase letters more
Dominant.
just to show that like the actual word.
Dope. I love it. Before we get too far in, I just want to say cheers, man.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me,
Cheers.
boys.
Yes. Thanks for coming on, man.
That's actually one thing that we were just talking about, like how important, like even just the name of a brand is. Like you were saying, it's
So
kind of a
important.
little flashy, but like a good flashy, and that's how like these brands take off.
I knew I wanted to start the brand, and then it took me 5 or 6 months to come up with the name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very inspired by Rude.
Okay.
It's a quick word. It's small, and I originally wanted something like 1 syllable.
For sure.
And I had all these notes written down, like how to make the word catchy enough that people remember, but also like not too long where it's like, God damn, like searching that is tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with the name, it took me a while to figure out, but the name has a lot of meaning to it. I just didn't pull it out of midair. It's like, I'm an emotional guy.
We all
I love
are.
it. We all are. Men are emotional.
My dad's a Marine, and he was away a lot. And so I pretty much was raised by my mom and my older sisters. So I was in the house full of women. So I took a lot of their traits,
Yeah.
and it kind of became who I was because of that. So the lovesick is part of like the feeling of my emotions as well, but it definitely my sisters and my mom kind of shape my emotions, which I don't know if is a great thing because they cry on a drop of a hat.
We all want to be loved.
We all want to
Exactly,
be loved.
Exactly. I'm not a big crier, but they are, and so the name is kind of derived from my whole upbringing as well.
Would you say like lovesick, like you wanted your father's love more?
No, it wasn't about wanting love or anything like
Okay.
that. It was do you want me to explain the name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
do this.
So this is my first time talking about it, actually. First time probably being public about it, but I have
Okay.
a press version and then I have a personal version
Okay.
of my real motivations. So we were talking before about my old career.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing medical sales. And when I was doing medical sales, I thought I was going to climb that corporate ladder and just, be a suit guy, make $500,000 a year, work for Stryker, sell fucking implants, whatever it was. And then quickly within that year, I realized that like this corporate lifestyle is really not something that I can do the rest of my life. Like I thought about it and I was like, oh my God, am I going to be like 35, 40 years old with like kids and be miserable and like do this job?
Yeah.
Like there's no way.
Yeah.
There's just no way I can do that. So for me, lovesick was the word lovesick is, I always butcher the fucking definition, but the word lovesick is feeling a type of way without something that you feel sick to your stomach. It's usually about it. I think the true definition is like the boy is lovesick over the girl because she doesn't like him, but he loves her or something like that.
Yeah.
And so for me, for that press version was I like wasn't fulfilled in what I was doing like personally with my life.
Okay.
And then when I've always loved fashion. I've always loved style, like jewelry, all this stuff. We have common interests, right?
Yeah.
And when I was doing my other job, I just was unfulfilled. So I wanted to do something that I really love to do. Like not many people do that. Like that really love to do, or at least they can't do it, like the resources, or they don't make money, or whatever it is. So when I found fashion, it was like something I really loved. And without this, I would probably be miserable. And so I'm lovesick over working in fashion. For you guys, you're lovesick over your passion, right? Yeah. So lovesick is personal to everybody.
Yes, it is.
Whatever you love to do, that's what you can be lovesick about. So I'm trying to create that relationship with like my community and the people that follow lovesick and the people that like lovesick. It's like, it might not be fashion, but if you're a photographer, you're lovesick over photography. Like if you didn't have photography, you'd be sick because you don't feel that way. You don't feel the same without whatever you're doing in life. Like if you're doing some bullshit job, you're lovesick over like, man, I wish I could be like a content creator, or I wish I could be like, obviously an athlete is like way out of the spectrum, but like maybe some guys that like don't think they can do it or something. So for me, the press version is I was unfulfilled in my last job and I wanted something that fulfilled me. So I started with the brand.
So you created your own passion.
Exactly.
It's fucking epic, bro.
But the personal version.
Congrats.
And that's the thing. That is one thing that I want to say. Anyone can do it. You just gotta
take a leap.
You
just
got
gotta take that leap.
That's the hardest part.
You had the and like not like trying to but like what you did is you just like you became fulfilled by being able to do what you love to do. And it's probably not about the money or anything along those lines. It's probably more just so like you're doing what you love.
I just want to be
happy.
happy.
Passion. Exactly.
I want to be happy. I want to be comfortable and happy.
Yeah.
And going to that point, like it's so funny how society like makes you think like that medical sales that you were doing, like that's what society says, like that's happiness.
That's happy.
At the end of the day, like
would you rather
that was like one of my favorites too, like let's wear suits and blah blah blah. Like that's not even cool anymore. You know?
I mean, I like to wear a good suit every once in a while.
Yeah, like
for the right occasion.
I wore one last night.
For the right occasion.
I like to wear a good suit.
Just walking around the house.
Oh yeah, I decided to just walk around the house. You know, no socks.
Like my dad had to go to work every day, and he had the hundreds of suits, and like he was miserable, man. I know he was. It's
crazy. So let me get into the personal.
Oh, we getting personal here.
Well, I've never actually like, my friends know.
Yeah.
But like, I've never said this publicly.
Okay. So we're the first. This is the first time.
Yeah.
That everyone is about to hear.
I'm a little nervous now.
This is the first time everyone is about to hear the true
There will be no
meaning
names,
and definition of lovesick.
So with the brand, I was dating, or when I was in medical sales, I was dating a girl, and it was like on and off. It wasn't like a great relationship, not like anything bad. It was just like I wanted more and wasn't getting more. And in so many words, I was told that like you're unhappy with your life. I don't want you to try to find happiness through me, and you need to figure out your shit before we can figure out our shit. And that was kind of the end of the relationship, as it was. And that motivated the fuck out of me to be like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, I am definitely more than what this person thinks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I can prove that.
Yeah.
So along with obviously the unfulfillment of my career at the time, as well as a bad relationship, motivated the fuck out of me to be like, you know what? I'm going to prove to this person that I can create something that I love and I can be like make my own happiness.
That's
and
fucking dope.
It's crazy.
That's fucking
It's
crazy.
amazing how
Dope.
much that will motivate you.
Oh my
dude.
God.
It's
Honestly.
well, but you also have to look at it like this: like it's because you allowed it to motivate you. A lot of people would have sat in a corner and fucking cried.
Oh,
and
I
been-
did sit in a corner.
But you're here now.
But you're here now. But you're here fucking now, and
Right.
you're owning your shit, and you're doing your shit, and you're
Right.
about your shit. But a lot of people would have been like, you know what, like you're right, you know.
Yeah.
And, like that's the difference is you decided to fucking take what fucking happened and what your experience in life and pour it out to the world and build a fucking brand around that.
Yep.
And it's like they always say the woman in your life will either make you or break you, and like in this
Made
case
me and
it
broke me,
fucking-
then made me.
exactly. And that's the best
Broke me, then made
thing.
me.
That's probably like, I mean, not to be the dick, but that's like the best thing that could have happened to you.
100%.
The best thing that could have happened to you.
Like, I have no ill will to this person at all. Still feel strongly about her, but it was 100% the best thing that ever happened to me. Like,
For sure.
I found lovesick. I found like my true passion. I think I always knew that I wanted to be in fashion, but I didn't have the balls, or I didn't like at least feel confident enough to do it. And now that I have it, it's like I still have those insecurities, but I feel like I'm moving to a direction where I'm going to be like unstoppable.
I love it.
And
I
that's
love
like, honestly, that's part of the DNA of a man,
Right.
is to like, when you're going through all that and like somebody might have made you feel less than you actually are, like, and you falling through and just doing what you love now, like that's just part of like growing as a man.
It's crazy, man.
That's why we literally decided to start this podcast. Like, I fucking love that this is the first episode.
Yeah.
This is why we started this podcast, is to bring men on, not just men. We want to bring women too on, of course, but like to bring men on, and so like to show the world that like you are like men are enough, men are great, and the DNA of a man is fucking incredible. What is it?
It says you're enough.
You're enough.
Yes,
That's the crazy part. Like, men can
Hey.
be emotional, man. Like,
yeah.
I know it's like stigmatized a little bit.
It
though,
It's
is.
right?
so,
100%.
but like it's, man, it just
I grew
it's the perfect fit.
Like I
perfect
said
fit.
earlier, like my dad's a Marine and like zero emotion. He was like a high ranking officer. And like not calling him out or anything, but no emotion. And I don't know if I was like born to be the same, but like I'm the exact opposite. I
Yeah.
have so much. So
So much
I-
passion. Think it's passion or emotion?
I think it's
There's
both.
Both. Okay.
I mean, I'm just not like, I can't control it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said before, is the women in my life kind of
Yeah.
push me that direction. But I'm really not I'm not afraid to admit it, at
Yeah,
least. Like,
yeah.
right? Like, I think people are afraid to admit it because
Oh, definitely,
be
because
some
they-
brute, strong,
yeah.
like, tough guys. But like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Right. Well,
Like,
I
love me or hate me,
Yeah.
or love me. I always put this on my Instagram like once every 3 months. Like, love me or leave me. If you don't love me, then fucking leave.
I love that.
That's
I
who I
love
am.
that. It's crazy because like, you know, I always, like for me and him, like we both have 2 kids. So it's like that shit will fucking yeah. That shit will make you emotional too. That shit like it will change your fucking life. So it's like
It
like
did change their life, bro.
it-
Like
it
even
did.
like your kid's sick right now, bro. And like
Yeah.
how crappy does that feel?
it fucking sucks.
as a dad.
It sucks. Like there's nothing you can do about it.
I
You're like,
can't relate to that. I guess like when the dog is sick,
Yeah.
it makes me feel like
Is this your dog right there?
that's her. Yeah,
Oh
her name's
snap!
Pearl.
That's
Love
epic.
it.
Yeah.
That's epic. But yeah, it's one of those crazy it's one of those crazy things. So when now that you've built the brand, and you said it took you 4 or 5 months to come up with the name, like what did you do in those 4 or 5 months? I'm curious because I want to know, did you were you still building it like on the back end? Or did you like
I'll give you
wait?
that full landscape. If you
Yeah,
want.
yeah, absolutely.
So, like I said, plan was to work my way up this ladder in medical sales. And about a year in, I realized like, no, this is not working out. So I started thinking about what I wanted to do. And at the time, I knew I wanted to get into fashion, but I didn't know what capacity, what my role would be. So I started applying to all these jobs, like started applying to GOAT sneakers, trying to authenticize sneakers, started applying to like Hype Beast to be like a whatever, just different like fashion or like culture brand like companies that I could be a part of. Got denied for every single one of them. I don't know if it was probably because my experience. I had my minimal experience at that at the brand before. I did like social media and I did their wholesale, but like I think going into medical sales kind of pushed other people away. Like he's not
Corporate.
like in the industry. Like
Yeah.
we don't want to hire him. So I kept getting denied and denied. And then like I said, my sisters and my mom were like, yo, Collin, like you should just do your own thing. And I never thought that was like legitimately never thought I could do that.
Really?
It's a big deal. Like to start your own brand. It's like not many people do that shit.
Right.
No,
what I mean?
no, they don't, and that's why like that's yeah.
Right.
it's
So
fucking dope.
I never thought that was a possibility. Like never. And then I guess the job was just so the current job with medical sales was just so like shitty that I was like
Defeating and just
defeating and like, bro, I'm a single male
didn't feel
in
natural
LA.
to you,
I'm driving a minivan around the city, like with all
Love
my
it.
dude. It was stressful, like, trying to like it was tough. But so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I hate asking for handouts. I hate asking for help. That's like definitely a problem of mine that I think people should be more willing to do is asking for help.
Is it though? You think so?
I think
Just I want to get.
I think
mean, this
not
is
being-
about being a man. Like seriously. Like I think the fact that you have that pride to be like, you know what, like I want to accomplish this shit myself.
yeah, but if you have the resources, I think you should utilize them. So like if you have someone that can help you, but your ego is like, I can do it
I'm
myself.
gonna agree with you on that.
yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
agree with you
Well,
on
if it's
that.
your ego,
That's
then
what I'm saying. I was like,
yes.
you know what? I don't want to like feel like I'm lesser or like
Yeah.
feel like someone
Okay.
needs to help me. So I was like, I just hate asking for help.
I get that.
And so, the medical sales job got me a lot of things. It got me 2 cars. It got me my own apartment in Brentwood, which is a nice area in California. And I was sitting in my apartment one night and like drinking wine. And I was like, I'm going to put a message out on my story on Instagram. I have fucking 1,200 followers on Instagram. I'm going to put a message out on my Instagram and just like let people know that I'm going to start a brand. Like I'm actually going to do this. And if I wasn't drunk that night,
It would have never
I
happened.
probably wouldn't have put that message out because I don't like PSAs and shit. Now I'm more comfortable with it, but at the time, like I don't know. It's just like it was like an insecurity thing. Like
Yeah.
I cared about. This is another thing that the brand brought me though. Sidetracking that, like before, like now I don't give a fuck. I'll post whatever, whenever. I don't care. But before I was like, what are people gonna think? Are people gonna think I'm like lame?
Or
If
for
I-
you, yeah.
yeah, like for saying this. So basically, I put out this like long message on my story. I was like, "Hey guys, like, I'm gonna start a brand. I don't know what it's called yet. I don't have any products yet, but I'm just gonna start posting like dope content on this page, cool pictures, women, vacations, cars, houses, just kind of set a vibe. And if you want to follow me, I would love for you to follow me and support me. If not, I'll see you at the top." And so I put that message out, and that was in 2019. That was in November of 2019. I remember like it was yesterday. I remember sitting on my couch like, I can like literally picture myself right there. Dog on the just looking at me like, are you gonna have a bigger house one day? Like, you ever gonna give me a backyard or what? And I posted that picture, or I posted the story, and I think for that next year, next 6 months, I got like, my real ones followed it, like maybe 100 followers, 200 followers maybe, and then a year and a half later, in February of 2020, or no, almost 2 years later, February of 2021, I launched my first products, which were the logo caps and then the 2 t-shirts, the Arizona and LA. So without that night at my apartment, I don't know if I've ever would have actually started the brand.
That's pretty cool.
I think I was just at the time like almost backed into a corner.
Yeah.
Like almost like, what else am I gonna do? Like, stop being a pussy. Like,
just go for it.
Just go for it. Exactly. So I just did that.
So question, when you first launched your first products, were you still working your job?
No.
You quit everything.
So I didn't quit.
What happened?
So as we all know, the world we're living in, the pandemic, COVID happened.
Oh, okay.
At the beginning of COVID, we were informed that, hey, you're on the sales team of this medical company. You guys are all safe. You guys are generating our revenue. Everybody's safe. Don't worry about it. Keep doing what you're doing. 5 months later, on our Monday morning call, we got the word that like, hey, there's going to be some changes. We'll reach out to you if it's affecting you at all. As soon as we got our conference call over, I got the call from the boss. And she was like, hey, we need to meet in person, talk about some things, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as we did that, as soon as she said that, I was like, all right, well, we haven't met in person in 4 or 5 months because of COVID. So if we meet in person, it's like probably serious. I literally, as soon as I got off the call, I went to my closet. I got my suit out, and I was like, I'm going to get pressed because I know I'm going out. Like I knew it was going to happen. Got there to our meeting. They're like, hey, we're going to furlough you. We want to bring you back, but at right now we can't like afford it. We got to cut a little bit. And I was like, honestly, don't furlough me. Like, let's just work on a severance and let's cut ties. Like, I'm unhappy. I think everybody kind of knew that. I was a black sheep in my other company. I was the youngest guy in the company. And I was really the only one there that wasn't trying to make a career out of it. And everybody knew it. Like, I'm just different. I got tattoos and shit. I didn't have hand tats at the time.
Bro, trust me.
Yeah.
We get it.
Corporate stuff. So at the time, I didn't have it. I had this fucking stash, but I try to hide that shit. But at the time, I was a black sheep. So everybody kind of knew I wasn't really fitting in. But so we worked on a severance package. And then right after that, like I told you before the pod, I packed up all my shit. Because, during the pandemic, I'm in shape, but I wasn't like taking care of myself. I was drinking a little more. I was smoking a ton more weed. And like, I just wasn't working out. And I was kind of falling into that like pandemic lifestyle of it being at home.
Yeah.
And like, it's just kind
It
of
was a
chill.
little nice.
It was kind of chill.
Yeah, it was very relaxed.
It was kind of nice. And so I was like, I have to make a change. Like, I have to make a change. What am I going to do? And so I packed up all my shit, got the dog in the car, and I drove to South Carolina across country where my dad lives. And I was like, yo, I'm coming out here for a few months. I need to like figure out this business plan because I already knew that Lovesick was in the works.
Yeah.
But going back to it, talking about the leap, now it kind of reminds me, I was like working on Lovesick while I was in the medical sales, but I was like, the medical sales was very demanding at the time. So I was like 70%, 80% into my actual job and then like 20% to Lovesick. So I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, I'm going to do this. But I wasn't really putting in work. I wasn't making designs. I wasn't really doing anything. So when I got furloughed, it was kind of like a blessing. It was like, hey, this is the opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, this is this. Now you have to like pick it up.
You have no fucking option.
No,
Yep.
exactly. I have no option. I got a severance package. It's going to last me a few months. Like, figure it out. So I was like, fuck it. I'm driving to South Carolina. I'm cutting off from the world. I'm going to go get in shape. I'm going to stay at my dad's. I'm going to take his advice. We're going to figure out a business plan. We're going to figure out the finances, and we're going to make this fucking shit work, regardless of what the scenario is. Like, this has to work. I told you earlier, I have no plan B. Zero plan B.
People that have plan B fucking fail plan A.
Exactly.
That's what happened to me, honestly. Like, when I started my first business, I was like building scaffold, and it was miserable. I was doing like 14, 16 hours a day sometimes. I was so miserable, and like I remember I made my first $1,000 trading, and I was like, I'm done.
Yep.
Peace.
Bye.
And then I ended up making like well over like
but you were also
50 grand that year.
You were also probably like scared to leave your other job because security, right?
I was, and then like but then I saw the power of what like we do outside of this, and I was like, no, this
anybody can do it.
Oh, 100%.
Like, if you just find what you want to do and you like put the fucking work in, and or you just are passionate enough about it to like really like not half-ass it, everybody can do it.
Exactly.
No matter what it is.
For sure.
So like, it's really it's so cliche, but it really is possible to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. But that leap was like definitely the hardest part.
Oh, it always is.
It took me almost 2 years to do, because I got my job early 2019. I realized at the end of 2019 that I wanted to leave, but then I wasn't actually gone until late 2020. So, or a year and a half or whatever. So it really took me like a year and a half to leap. It was like standing on the edge of a cliff for a year and a half. Like, am I gonna jump?
How long did you think about it?
I mean, when I left the fashion world, I was definitely missing it, but I never thought about like building my own brand. I thought I'd say it was about a year and a half, 2 years of me like just being like, am I going to do this? Like, am I going to fully commit or not? So it took me a while.
Yeah.
It took me a while, but also like, you know, like you got to pay the fucking bills.
Yeah, that
like,
was comfortable.
Like, I'm living in California too. It's not cheap. It's like, I like chose to live in California. My parents like try to get me out of there all the time, but like
come back to AZ.
Yeah, or no, I'm not from Arizona.
Well, I meant just come back.
Oh
here.
yeah. No, dude, I think about it all the time.
Yeah,
I do. But then I come here and it's like it feels like Vegas, right? It's like you come here for 3 days, you're like, oh, I gotta get the fuck out.
Really?
That it
you
feels
also,
like,
but you probably hang out with all your buddies from.
Yeah, we party.
Yeah,
and like I spent 6.5 years here, and like we did everything.
Yeah,
we ran train on Mill, and we ran train in Old Town.
Yeah.
So it's like we've done it all.
Yeah.
There's not like, for me at the point, and I was working in the industry, which
you can
is
only
like
do so much around here.
Like when you work in the industry, it's like, ooh, it's tough.
Yeah,
because you're in this lifestyle, but then you want to go back there to like for your personal.
Also have fun there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it burnt me out.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I feel that too. Cause like, I mean, I don't know. Like I guess we're at a different point in life where like this is our fun right now. Like this is like building shit like this. This is our passion. This is our fun. And so it's like, we don't go out anymore really. Like I went out to like a little fucking weird.
Also got kids.
Thing. Yeah. That too.
We also got kids. That makes a big difference.
It does make a big difference.
We talk about that sometimes. Like, what if we didn't have kids? Like,
I'm sure you would
We'd be living in a penthouse.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you would.
I'd be in a different country for sure.
Yeah. You'd probably be doing more shit if you didn't. But
definitely.
Yeah, but it's also like, I feel like having kids also made it to where like having kids made me more successful.
Yeah.
That's why it motivates you more, right?
Oh, it does.
It like not just motivation.
You're the provider.
You have to make it work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See,
like I had to make it work. I can fall back.
Yeah.
But you guys got fucking
we
kids.
have
you
to make it work.
Wives, all that shit.
He goes, I'm the provider. That's like every man's like stigma in the world. Isn't that crazy to think about? Your first instinct is to think that you're a provider. Like not that that's bad. It's a good thing, but it's like, damn, like that is every man's.
I don't think people know how much weight men have on their back, especially when you do have kids, man. It is so stressful at times, especially
24/7.
I couldn't imagine somebody that's working a 9 to 5, only making $4 or $5 grand a month now.
And then coming home to multiple children.
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
It's like insane to me, dude.
It gives me like scare, like chills.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's like fuck.
But you guys are doing it. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we are. But like,
so
it's
you're
just
like example.
Yeah, trying to be.
Yeah.
Trying to be.
I mean, we're here, right?
Yeah, we are. That's
the
true.
Rari out in the fucking parking lot. So I don't know, man.
Okay, touche. So we talked about your beginning journey. Now let's talk about I want to talk about the business side with you, because a lot of people follow us for business, and so like if you don't mind telling me like what was that first drop like when you first dropped that first merch? Did you sell out? Did you sell nothing? Did you sell one? What was that like, and when was that?
Dude, it seems so small looking back on it, and it's honestly, it was a year ago. It's not like that long time ago, but the products that I wanted to drop, backing up.
Are they still on the website?
So
The first products you ever dropped, are they still on the website?
so the hat is not anymore.
Okay.
I redid the hat to what you guys are wearing.
Okay.
It used to be like a flat embroidery,
I love the
and
bubble.
then the 3D made it look so much better.
Okay.
It looks so, and I shrunk it a little bit. But the t-shirts, they're coming back. I'm gonna restock those. I restocked them in like a white.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna restock them back in the cream, which is the original. Pretty
Kind
years
of more
soon.
vintage style.
It's very vintage, yeah. So the shirts were all the videos and like information that I was consuming about brands to be successful has to be a meaning behind it. There has to be a story. Like people need to relate to it somehow. So I just thought about shit I love. I love Arizona. It's made me who I am. I got a lot of trouble here, but it also like made me more mature. And I love LA because I live there. So I wanted to do the Arizona tee. I love Arizona tee and I love LA tee. So those were the first two tees. And then the Lovesick cap, we were talking about it before. I just wanted a hat that fit right.
Yeah.
Structure, right? Like not too low, not too high.
Yeah.
Just that fit right and I can wear it every day. And then the dad hat's classic. Like
Yeah.
I wear that when I
gotta
work
have
out. You got to do whatever. So the 4 products to start. The day I dropped, when I launched that morning, the website like didn't work.
How many times have we had that issue?
All the time.
Dude,
It happens
anytime.
all
And
the
I'm
time.
not like, I'm like tech savvy, but I don't know like certain stuff, right? Like so.
Where did you purchase like your website from somebody, or did you build it?
So I probably actually a regret of mine. I got some advice from a person that said you should build your own custom website.
Oh God.
What'd you do it on? What platform?
I didn't do it.
Oh,
It was
okay.
my back end Shopify,
Mm-hmm.
but the website was built by this like kid in Dallas who's a friend of a friend of a friend, and he just like a tech guy, like whatever. So he built this shit and it didn't work. Like all my friends were like, "Yo, the website doesn't work." Like I'm like, "Fuck, so stressful. Like, this is my
worst.
time. Like,
That's the
this is my
worst.
time." And so right away it didn't work. But then I think a half hour later we got it going. And so I had the 4 products, and I think that day, if I can remember correctly, I think we did like $700.
Good for you. That's fucking dope. First day, $700.
But that was because my friends are real motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's still cool
motherfuckers.
though. Like,
regardless
that's
if they fuck with the shit or not, they bought it.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot to me. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
So I think we did like $700. But then the first like 2 days, it was like kind of hot, and then it fell off.
Yeah.
Because it's a brand new brand. No one knows the name. I have.
And you
Going-
can only share the same 4 stuff so many times
Right.
before people are like, "All right."
You asked me about you asked me about the page like earlier, and I think so. I think in 2019, when I started that page, I think until I launched a brand, I think I gained like 400 followers total, and there were some random kids because I was posting like cool pictures. I was a savage on Instagram. I was all night just sitting at my apartment, going to random people's pages, liking pictures, commenting, like all the
Good.
engagement shit, right?
Good.
That have to do. Because I learned that from Minimal. Because I ran the social media for Minimal.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you got to be on the gram. You got to be liking pictures. You got to be saying what's up. You got to be commenting. You got to be following people. And a lot of things I did would be following people, then unfollow them just to get them to follow me.
Yeah.
But I still like look at the pages today when I like get a like. I still like look at the page and be like, oh, that motherfucker was there in 2019 when I
That's
first started this. When I was
cool,
just
I'm
man.
looking
posting
at your
pictures.
page now. I just wanted to.
If you go back all the way to the beginning,
Those rugs are dope.
yeah, we
Right.
Just
I need to
those.
get one of those.
That's cool.
I need to order one of those.
But then it fell off because like nobody knows about it,
Yeah.
right? Like, and I really don't know how I got the traction.
And how much money did you have invested at this time?
Probably like 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably about 10K total, and that's like website. That's like all
Inventory.
legality shit.
Oh, okay.
That's the inventory, and probably
So what were your initial
Damn,
thoughts
you
of
are
going
on
into
it,
that
dude.
going
That's
into
incredible.
that first day? Like, what were your expectations?
I don't know if I had any.
Really?
I think I just told myself like, hey, if like I love the product. I was like the t-shirts to this day, man. I fucking love those t-shirts so much. Like, I work with one of my buddies that you heard of the brand called Dope.
Yes.
So
Like I have.
yeah, DOPE,
Mhm.
like real loud labels. So when I moved to California for Minimal, the guy who owned Minimal also owned Dope. So it was like we were working kind of both sides, wearing both hats. And one of the designers, who's still a good friend of mine tonight, shout out Jordan Blair. He's a Nike designer now.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing
Good for
some
him.
cool, really shit.
Good
Check
for
him
him.
out on Instagram. But he's a just real like, I don't even know how to explain. It's like kind of vintage, but like eclectic, but like he just got a different style than other designers, right? It's not like pop art and shit like that.
Mhm.
And he helped me make those designs. And I just was obsessed with the tees. I knew it regardless. Like, I was like, I don't care if anybody doesn't buy this, at least I can wear it. That was one of my mindsets.
I actually was gonna. I was
we
this-
spend so much damn money on clothes that
Yeah.
it's like, dude, if I just had my own brand that I could just pop a new
That was also my motivation.
Yeah.
It was like, if anything comes out of this, I can wear my own shit.
Yeah.
I have a question. How does that feel? How does that make you feel?
What?
now?
like wearing your love.
Like, dude, you're wearing your own fucking shirt right now.
Where we I don't know how I found this, but like I think I saw someone wearing it on Instagram. I was like, dude, lovesick, that looks sick. I went and bought it, and like now
He
look
went
at
and
us.
bought it, and then like I was like, fuck. I was like, those hats are dope. And then I went online, and I was like, I bought like, how many hats did I buy?
a lot.
I think I bought like
bought this
6,
hat.
7 hats and a few shirts. And I was like, damn. I was like, fuck, they're expensive, but damn, they're dope. I was like,
Depends on what brand you're looking at.
I was like, them
Yeah.
prices are high, but I was like, fuck it, all right, let's do it. And then I bought a bunch of hats. I bought a hat for you, a hat for him. I bought like 3 or 4 hats for me. I bought a few hats for some other buddies.
I bought this
Appreciate
hat
that,
in
man.
green. The first purchase was this hat in green, and then I bought this hat, and I gave this hat to him. And just because it didn't fit my head right, like the trucker hats never fit my head right. I have an egg-shaped head, so whatever, but it fits him good. So
It feels good.
I love on this hat. I love the paint, bro.
Yeah, I do that.
Now, how
I
do you do
that
that?
in my backyard?
You do that? Oh, okay.
I
So
literally
green
put
one,
my finger in the paint bag and I go like this.
that's sick. So my green
It's
one,
fucking epic.
the green one like this, we painted this whole place, and so now it has like all this paint all
Looks
over
dope
it.
though,
It
right?
looks sick.
And it's natural.
Yes.
Because you painted it.
Yes.
And like when I moved into my new house, I started painting, and I just wore clothes that I liked. That I was like, this could look cool with paint. And I like didn't try to get paint on them, but they randomly got paint. It looks sick.
Yes.
I just like that like lifestyle, or that like look of it. But how does it make me feel?
Yes.
It's kind of crazy, man. Like
Do you ever- I gotta ask, do you sit back and just look back and be like ever just walk in front of exactly that feeling right there? That's what it's about. That is entrepreneurship. That is the key to success right
There's
there.
2 feelings I have. One is that it's amazing. It feels awesome to see people like really rocking your shit.
I bet that does.
I was
feel
in
good.
Dallas with a friend of mine, Buddy Heald. He's become a friend of mine since I started the brand. He's plays for the Indiana Pacers, and he's been a huge supporter from the brand. And I think he's really helped me get to where we are today too. Shout out, Buddy.
What's his name?
Buddy Heald.
Buddy Hill.
He's from the Bahamas. You know him?
Nice.
He went to
I'm
Oklahoma. He's
follow him
like
on Instagram. What's his Instagram?
Buddy Heald or Buddy Love 24, I think.
But BUDDY
Yeah,
love. Yep. Oh, he's got a NFT.
yeah, he's a man.
He's got an NFT.
He's a bro.
That's freaking cool.
But
Everyone's in the NFT space.
we were out in Dallas a few weeks ago, and we're at a couple clubs. We were at Bottle Blonde in Dallas, and
Oh, fuck. Deep Ellum?
yeah,
I'm from Dallas.
really.
I fucking
Love
I
Dallas.
run Deep
If I left
used
California,
to-
I'd either go to Miami or Dallas.
I used to run Deep Ellum.
Yeah,
Both
Deep Ellum was my fucking spot when I was fucking on my come up. Dude, Deep Ellum, bro, I could fucking walk in any fucking club anytime. Bro, I have
some
the
good times
craziest
there.
story in fucking Deep Ellum. Like, I have the craziest stories there.
we walked in, and like a couple kids were in lovesick, and like being by him, like he's a big baller.
Yeah.
Like he's got real money.
Yeah.
And, like he's got all the designer shit, but he's wearing lovesick. And like seeing other kids wearing it, random fools. We went to this like after party or this after club. I forget what it's called, but And as we were, it was so crazy, bro. As we were walking in, there's a kid like sitting on the you know how you like when like bros get a table and you pop up on the back of the table like waiting for your bottles, like
yeah, think you do it to shit.
Yeah, you're like waiting for the bottles to come out. You're like, okay. This kid is like sitting on the back of this table wearing the logo cap, the black logo cap. And I'm walking through and I'm like, damn, that kid's got the hat on. And as we were walking through, the bottle girls are coming out with the signs, and the sign says, I'm lovesick.
Oh.
It had nothing to do with me. It just.
Did you introduce yourself?
No.
You should have, but that would have made their fucking day.
You should have been, that's my brand, dude.
Sometimes I don't love doing that.
Really?
It's weird. I like.
You like admiring.
I like it just looking at it and be like, damn, I did that.
That's
so it feels fucking awesome.
That's fucking dope, man.
It feels awesome, but also the other part of that, what I was going to get to, is that it's a grind.
Oh,
I am not completely comfortable yet.
Yeah.
With like finances and all that, right? It's still a fucking hustle. So, although it feels amazing to see the brand everywhere, I'm still trying to just be level-headed about it, because I know if I put a collection out that sucks, no one's gonna buy it.
Don't even think that way, bro. Don't think that way.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you put a brand out, you've already like set yourself up. Like,
anything,
just put it out.
At this point, and I can say this because I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing the online entrepreneurship a long time, and I'll say that we both have been. And it doesn't matter. Now, I think you've built yourself such a name and such a brand, and you're going to continue to grow. And as long as you keep growing,
consistency
and be consistent.
Consistency is key.
Dude, it's everything. I swear.
It
you
is.
follow people that do the same thing as us, like Q. Dude, this dude is the only reason he came up. I mean, he's great at what he does, but he's just stayed consistent day after day after day. He's in your face. And
he's
that's
not letting
why
he's not letting anyone, like, you go to his story right now. If you go to his story on Instagram, I think he said yesterday he did like over 130 stories post on his stories. One day.
What?
Yes. He's so consistent.
You see like LeBron James post stories and it's like
it's
but like
so consistent that he is so in your face that you have no fucking other option but to see him.
Yeah.
Like, every time you pull up Instagram, he's the first person there. And he goes, dude, I love it. Me and him are like really good friends. We've built a ton of companies together. We have a really good company right now that we've built together, and it's fucking going fantastic. But the biggest thing that he does is he says that I want to be the first person that every time someone refreshes their feed,
you're on it.
My story is the first person there. That me.
That's
so he's like that's his key. Is he goes I go through my phone every hour, and I go even if it's just a share, even if it's just someone tagged you in something, share it. Make sure you're fucking sharing it, and he's the guy that helped me get the bigger following, because he says that like that is the conceit, because if you are in everyone's face, then that is.
Well, it takes like 2 or 3 times for people to like catch on, right?
Yes.
So if they see it multiple times.
And then they just see it, and they see it, and they see it, and they see it, and then.
I don't want to say like I'm thinking negative, like you said. Don't think like that, but it's just in the back of my mind, like, hey, this could all go away. So you like don't get too high, don't get too low,
for sure.
Because if you get too high and you come crashing out, it's gonna be tough on you.
Yeah.
So that's what it's just in the back of my mind, like, hey, let's try to remain level. My mom always is like, you're doing so amazing. Like, obviously, mom's our #1 supporter, right? But like, she's like, you should be so proud. I was like, I am. She's like, you sound more excited. I'm like, I am, but like, we're still growing.
Made it yet.
I haven't made it yet. Exactly. It's catching on.
I love it.
But I haven't made it yet. And when I make it, then I'll be content.
Well, here's the
I'm
thing.
not content yet.
Here's the thing, bro. I'm gonna give you one. If I can offer you one piece
Please.
of advice, one thing that you can take from me, you'll never make it. Not in
never
a way.
Be content.
Always be chasing.
You, not in a sense to the entire world.
Right.
Not in a sense of you never actually made it, but I promise you, your mindset, the DNA that's in you, the fact that you took the leap of faith, the fact that you've built a brand, the fact that you've grown something, I can tell you for 100% certainty, you will never make it.
I understand.
Not in a way that you like, because you have made it, bro.
I'm always gonna want more.
You're always gonna want more, and that's the growth factor.
But
that's understanding
what separates, right?
It is because I to this day like everyone tells me like, dude, you've made it, like you've made it, and I'm like, yo, I still got a passion project of starting my own fucking clothing line. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
I made it. I haven't even come close to scratching the surface, and I feel that way. So, and I can just tell you, like I tell him all the time. He's like, oh man, you know, if I just had this amount of money in my bank account, I'm good.
I would
I'm like,
though, if I had $100 million in my bank account.
hold on, I just want to quote.
Light ass.
Question.
Dude.
I just want to quote. 3 days ago on this podcast, it was 50 million.
And now it's 100.
Now it's 100.
It's been
What
between,
changed?
It's been between
3
50
days.
and I think I
3
would be.
days.
If I said 50 million, as long as my investments and
I'ma
everything.
call
You're
you
acting
out
like
on this.
you're acting like it's crazy. Like anybody would be okay with 100 though.
Not really.
Come on. Yeah,
This dude
Elon,
would-
you would be 100.
No.
Yes.
No. In a year,
You might still want to be
year.
doing shit, but you
In a
wouldn't be
year.
like.
I will be happy when I make $100 million in 1 year.
See, that's where it's
Sell a
like, dude,
whiskey
this guy is
Huh?
like,
Sell a whiskey company or something.
that's too much
Like a
for me.
tequila brand.
That's too much for me.
It's not.
like,
No, nothing's too
no,
much.
I mean like.
I'm just gonna call you out because you like literally on the podcast 3 days
I
ago
said
you said
specifically.
50 million.
I said specifically though, if my $50 million and I'm still making money consistently, like, dude, I don't want to be on social media.
Well,
I don't want to
yeah.
be doing any of that stuff. I want to be spending time with the people I love.
I
That's
agree.
me.
I agree. But you're not gonna stop.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I.
You have high hopes, and I love
There's always
that.
that question.
I
There's
love
not
that.
hopes. Like I know it's gonna happen.
No, I meant like you have high hopes of like actually quitting.
I think I know the answer.
You're not
is,
gonna quit.
But it's always the question is, would you rather be famous and rich or just rich? And I think both for you, just rich.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck about.
I don't
fame.
know. I think he'd maybe be famous.
No.
You don't want to be famous?
I
There's a
don't
part of
really
me
care to
that
be.
like just
I mean,
wants
dude,
to be well known.
Oh, okay. I will say I want to be well known because of the wealth that
What
it
you're
can
doing.
bring.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be I don't want to be well known because
Just
just
to
to be
be.
well known.
Just to be out in the
See,
No,
I don't care.
I wanna
as long
be-
as I have my money. Like,
well, yeah. Well,
I
that's
don't need to be known.
well. I don't need to be known either. But if I have
with that money though, you're probably gonna be known.
exactly, you're going to be known. I like can't help but be like now like known. Like I drive a Ferrari.
For sure.
Like it's just happens. Like I'm like not like just being real. Like it fucking just happens.
Yeah.
Like and you don't plan it to happen. You don't mean it to happen. It's like I'm from fucking Mississippi. I'm from a little ass fucking town in Mississippi.
Dude, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, man. Like,
yeah, like
shit.
there's not really much that I want to do.
Everybody from my hometown is like, not to shit on anybody, but it's like
Doing
it's-
nothing.
Oh, he's
it's
about to shit
basic.
on them. He just straight
No,
shit
I got
on them.
homies everywhere from Medina, but like, I don't know. It's like everybody just does either stays in the town or
Oh, that's
But there's nothing wrong with that.
no. But okay, so the people that stayed in your hometown, like, I feel like anytime I go back to my hometown, like people are just doing the same thing they were
That's what
doing
I'm
in high school. Like I go to the same bar that just even to get like a sandwich and a beer or something, and like, dude, people that I used to go to that bar when I was in high school are still there.
right.
It's like, holy cow, get out and do something. And then the people that do leave, they're killing it.
It's usually the people that like, dude, from when I was in high school, I always had like since I was a junior, sophomore, I always like, as soon as I can leave, I'm out of here.
Yes.
Like I just know that there's more than this small town.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to Florida for school, and then I went to Arizona State, and like coming to Arizona State changed my life. Like changed my life. I've never been on the West Coast, but it's not really West Coast. But to me, as a Medina, Ohio kid,
yeah.
this is the West Coast. And
Yeah.
coming out here, the brand.
Were
if
you
I
in a
didn't-
frat?
No, I put lacrosse,
Oh, okay.
which is kind of like a frat.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the boys. It's like
Yeah.
the boys.
Yeah.
Like you're like really tight. But I transferred in, so I didn't get that opportunity to like meet people in the dorms. I didn't get that opportunity to like make these friendships freshman year. So I was kind of like handicapped a little bit with
Yeah.
that. But I made the homies with the boys, and now they're like, I fucking killed people for these guys.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
these are my home, like
I love
ride
that.
or die,
I love that.
ride or die.
So I know this weekend you have a promo going on.
Yes.
Tell everyone real quick.
If I were here.
What is that promo going on?
So I obviously you see around Scottsdale, you guys are wearing it. Like I said, the brand wouldn't be where it at if the people in Scottsdale weren't wearing it. I got reached out to by one of the managers at El Jefe, where
Who
I
is
used to
it?
spend all my
Don't mind
money.
asking.
Sean France.
I don't
Shout
know.
out. He's a good guy.
I know a
He
lot
went
of
to
people.
he
I
went to
know a
ASU boy.
lot of people
Yeah.
down there, all the managers, and I spend way too much money there.
Dude, so funny. I was saying, like, we used to spend all this fucking money at El Jefe. Like, get my card declined, like, trying to, like, fucking pay for these fucking shit, right? And now they're, like, paying us. It's
That's
kind of
dope.
cool.
That
It's like a
is
full
dope.
circle
That's
moment.
dope.
But basically, they reached out and they were saying, hey, like, we see the brand everywhere. We're really trying to push this new Sunday party day. And we usually just collab with, like, artists, but we want to, like, do something a little different. We see the brand. Like, would you want to make some hats? I was like, absolutely.
Those hats are epic, by the way.
Did you see them?
I love Sunday. Or love
no,
Sunday.
It's Love Sundays, yes.
I love
Yes.
that hat. Bro.
Yeah. You guys should come. You guys coming Sunday?
I don't. Like I said, my kid's sick.
Yeah.
We got kids.
I
Man.
know.
Well, no, honestly, so Meg's my wife, like basically my wife, she won't care, as long as they're not sick. Like
Right.
if I have those kids throwing up sick,
Right.
and they're like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go party.
We should try to make it.
But I'm gonna try and make
Even
it.
if you just show up.
I'm gonna try and make it.
But basically, we're just doing a promotional event around me or Lovesick and El Jefe.
Yeah.
And we're just going to throw a sick party. It's a little marketing guy.
What time's it start?
3 o'clock.
All right, so everyone, 3 o'clock this Sunday.
This Sunday, Old
March
Town.
28th, 7th, March
Yes, sir.
27th, Old Town Scottsdale, El Jefe. This will be on our Instagrams.
Yes.
Make sure you're there or be fucking square.
Be a fucking square. It
Fucking
should be fun,
squares.
man. I'm super stoked about it. This is my first like kind of collab with anything. The hats are fucking sick.
I need to get some.
The hats are sick. We'll
Do
have.
you have
we have.
any here?
I do not. So we had a little mishap. You know how fashion is. Nothing ever fucking works how it's supposed to work. And so we had a mishap in LA. And so they're actually getting some work done right now up in Surprise. So I got to drive my ass up to Surprise tomorrow to go get these fucking hats. So I don't have any
Well,
today.
you better save us some. That's all I'm saying.
100%. But there's multiple colorways. There's black, white, gray, green, red, all this shit.
I love it.
So it's going to be fucking tight.
Is
We're gonna-
that when you're dropping it too?
Yeah. So
When will it be dropped on
I
the
am
website?
not dropping on them on the website.
Oh, you're not.
I am not.
You
We-
should, bro.
You think?
I think
We've
they're
talked about
sick.
this, and I don't
Bro,
know.
how about this? Let me drop it for you. Let me drop it for you. Go check out these fucking hats. I will drop it for you.
So we're gonna give
on
a
my
bunch of shit
Instagram.
away. We're gonna give a bunch of shit away tomorrow.
Good.
So like that's definitely an incentive to come. We'll have a few raffles, but we're also giving 100 free hats away. So
Dope.
the more the merrier. And then I'm gonna also be selling all my Lovesick shit at the door too. So if you didn't want to buy shit online or like just been waiting to buy something, all my products will be displayed at the door at Jefe, and you can buy there as well, which will be tight because
That's dope.
people are gonna be able to wear the merch in, and I'm
I love
hoping to
it.
see everybody fucking
Everyone
at
will,
the
man.
bar wearing
That's
a
dope.
hat.
Everyone's going
That's
to.
dope. So another question for you.
Yes.
What do you plan on the future being for you and Lovesick? And do you have any other entrepreneurship goals, journeys that you plan on going through? So like Lovesick, me and we got connected now through Lovesick. And I'm sure that me and you are probably going to collab on a lot of things.
100.
But what is your goal? What is your plan? Is your plan just to have Lovesick, or is your plan to help other people do their thing? Teach people, help them get merch, help them do their own thing. Like, what is your goal?
Oh, I get like a few. For Lovesick specifically, I definitely want it to be worldwide.
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be everywhere. We have like sales all around the world, but it's like I want it to be everywhere.
Yeah.
I want that shit to be on Complex. I want that shit to be on NBA benches. I want that shit to be in press conferences. I want it to be with celebrities and movies and shit. Like, I want it to be everywhere.
Let's fucking do it.
That's the goal for the brand.
If I can fucking help any way in that, you let
Worldwide.
me know.
Worldwide, baby.
I've been repping it. I've been
I know
repping
you
it.
have.
We've
You guys
been repping
killing
it.
me, man.
Man.
You've been killing it for me. Excuse me.
Let's.
I fucking
Dude, I
love it.
had someone message the other day. They're like, "Where can I get that hat?" And
Oh,
I
dude,
was
Oh, you
like,
sent me that message. Yeah, that was
I
awesome.
was like,
25 people.
dude.
I get a
was
lot
like,
of those
Lovesick.
messages, and it makes me feel really good. Like, it's talk about like seeing it in public. People like share messages like, "Hey, Lovesick in the wild. Like, I'm at this random bar in Tennessee, and there's a hat."
That's cool.
Feels awesome.
That's
Yeah.
epic.
So for the brand, worldwide. That's what I want. A couple other things I really care about. Kind of like a charity thing. I told you my father's a Marine. Veterans
That's
is like
huge.
important to me.
Huge.
Cheers to that, brother.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. I just went to a
100%.
political event last night, and that's like one of the biggest things Like we're big into trying to create charities and stuff
I
like that.
saw this fucking quote the other day, or this like stat that more veterans committed suicide after the Iraq War than actually died in the war.
That's so sad.
That's fucking awesome.
So I want to be able to do some. I don't know what I want to do. This is just a thought. I'm not in the position to do it yet either. But I want to start some type of charity to help veterans. You know, especially with my father. Like, so I want to at least push it that way a little bit to try to give back a little bit, because I think it's important to give back, because I think
It's
that's a calling,
everything.
right? Like,
I think it's everything.
as long as you do it. So charitable work right there. But then I'm a coffee freak.
Okay.
Coffee is everything to me. It makes me function. So I have been saying it for about like 6 months that I want to start a coffee shop, or I want to have a coffee shop. Love coffee.
I was just gonna say that.
I love that.
Love
Love
coffee.
Hey, I got a side note for you into that. What about energy drinks? Because
I don't drink energy drinks.
okay,
I
well,
do sometimes,
am,
but I don't like. I'm obsessed with cold brew, bro.
okay.
Like,
The only reason I asked that is because
Love
I am
energy, bro.
literally coming out that I would love to do some type of collab with
Okay.
my own energy drink, and it's all natural, all organic. It's got mushrooms for brain cognition.
Ooh.
It's got neurotropics. It's got everything, and it's an entrepreneur energy drink, and it's called Infinite E.
Infinite E.
And I would love to do some type
Let's
of
do it.
partnership with you where we could fucking do that, and
That's
then
like
I
perfect
could
timing.
help you with your coffee experience too, because I have those connections now. So like
100%.
that's my
I
world
can
too.
already see the little.
Love coffee.
Yeah.
Right?
And I
See
also
it.
want to like.
Boom.
I want to have like for Lovesick. I think brick and mortars make no sense unless you're like the biggest brand in the world.
That's what I was
Brick
gonna
and
ask
mortars
you.
make no sense
I
because the
agree.
overhead is crazy.
I agree.
But for a coffee shop, why do people go to coffee shops? Because of the vibe
Yes.
and to get coffee.
We
Obviously.
could also sell your merch out of the coffee shop.
Yes, but if you can just make a sick environment with good coffee, and like I have this idea of
Let's start one right down there where that place is open right now.
Let's do it.
Love
Scottsdale might
coffee.
be
There's-
the first
there's
place.
literally-
Love coffee.
Scottsdale might be the first place.
Dude,
Let's do
there's no coffee spot.
The idea is every season the interior changes, so it's a different vibe each season. But I want it to be like kickback with couches, like tables, games. People come there to literally like socialize.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a socialization house, but with coffee. Obviously, the
Social
coffee's got to
house.
be fucking right. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that will be a.
I got
biggest part of
the
it.
hookup on coffee too.
You got it.
I do.
We're
I
going to
do.
Colombia,
From
or where are we going?
From Guatemala. Seriously.
Guatemala? Are you
seriously,
dead serious?
I'm 100% because we were doing a charity in Guatemala to help bring the people down and give them jobs. That's like one of the big things that we're working on now is to bring people from the Guatemala mountains down to the city to give them jobs. And one of the biggest things in Guatemala is coffee.
Dude,
So like
this is like divine. This is meant to be.
I have that connection, and that would take me like a week to make that like introduction, and we could do it super fucking easy. So I'm
roll.
all about that shit. I'm all about
That's
it.
like another thing. I don't have that many other like entrepreneurial goals, but I'm sure as I grow older, I'm 30. I'm still young.
You're 30?
I think. Yeah, I just turned 30 or July. But as I grow older, maybe other things will come to mind. But
Love it.
coffee is like, it's kind of weird, but I'm like passionate about it. Like
That's a good
it
thing.
makes me function.
That's a good thing.
And so I would
So
love
many
to start
people have
love
it.
coffee.
It's an
man.
addiction. People need to. If you can sell something that is people are addicted to, do it. Bro.
Right?
Do it.
Are you invested in cryptocurrency? I just have to ask that because we are so heavily in crypto. Are you invested in cryptocurrency? Yes.
You gonna say something else?
He's
I
gonna
was,
say
I was, but I'm waiting on your answer.
The tiniest amount.
Okay, you need to start.
But I've wanted to.
You need to start.
I've wanted to.
Reach, dude. You got my. Well, I'll get you. Actually, you don't even have my number. I'll give you my number, and bro, we will help you invest in cryptocurrency.
I would love that.
think it's a great option.
I
especially
believe in
for you.
it. I would 100% believe in it.
I think it's the future. So I just wanted to. That's my.
I
tip.
do have an NFT.
You do.
Yeah,
Fuck
I have
yeah.
a cake date.
We're
Yeah.
coming out with. I am coming out with my own NFT called the Goats Profit Club.
Let's go.
So
Is
I
it a
can-
goat?
Yeah, it's goat.
Let's
It's fucking
go.
dope. So I'll send that to you.
I
so you can
definitely
mint it.
want to get into crypto.
Good.
Like I said, everything right now is every dollar that I make
Is reinvested.
either goes to her, either goes to paying my rent, or goes to making new shit.
Good.
So there's no
As it should be.
I I don't have a lot of
You're young.
dispensable income.
You're
either.
like not you, but Lovesick is young.
Right.
Lovesick is
But
very
crypto
young.
is something that I do actually
Dude,
believe in,
let's get
and I
started
want to
with
get
it.
going with it.
Let's get started.
100% want to get going.
So I am going to give myself a challenge, me and Vandy a challenge actually, and the reason, and you've inspired me to do this. He doesn't know the challenge yet, but you have inspired me to do this. I am
On the
going
spot?
to seriously. Like I
You're
was
just
sitting
coming
here-
up with this right now.
Well, I've been thinking about the whole
Okay.
podcast. I am going to. He can do it with me or not, if he wants to or not. But I am going to come out with a brand, my own brand. I'm not going to use any of my influence that I have on social media. I will never wear my own brand, like this specific brand. And I'm going to build a brand, and you're gonna wear it one day, and not even know it's me,
100%.
and not even know it's me.
You don't think I'll wear it? Oh,
No,
you
you
don't
don't
think
wear
I'll
it.
know it's you?
Yeah. I'm gonna come out with a brand, and I'm gonna put it in people's
How?
faces
How?
without using my own influence. I don't know how,
Same
but
way I
it's a
did it.
challenge.
Same way
It's
I
a
did it.
fucking challenge for me
I had no
because
influence.
I'm not gonna use my influence to build. I'm gonna build multiple brands of myself, but I'm going to build one brand specifically,
And I'm going to wear it.
and you will wear it one day and not
better
even
make that shit
realize.
dope.
I will.
You better.
I will. But people will be wearing this brand, and I will not use any of my own influence or your influence. And we're gonna build it. You can build it with me if you want. I don't even know what it's gonna be called yet. But that's my challenge now. That is one of my
I
challenges
like
in the
that.
next few years.
Set some goals.
Is to have people wear my brand without even knowing it's me.
So
Now
you
there's gonna
won't
be
use your
other
personal-
brands.
You won't
Nope.
use your personal page at
I
all?
will
you
not
said?
use my now. I will be like, you will see my personal page build brands because I'm going to build some brands. We have a lot of ideas, but yeah, there's gonna be a
I
brand
like that
somewhere
shit.
one
Some
day.
challenges.
Yeah, that's a challenge for me to not use mine or my close friends' social media influence.
So are you
To
going
build a
to
brand.
be the face of it or no?
No,
So it would
Don't
be
know.
completely
no one will
random.
know it's me.
No name, no. You
Nothing.
have no
It's
idea
just
what
gonna be
it's.
Yo,
sick.
I might have just came
That's
up with
easy
a name.
to do, actually.
Sick or
honestly.
I might have
That's
just-
really easy.
I might have just-
It'd be Lovesick
yeah,
with
Lovesick.
12.
I might have just came up with a name though.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I
No,
think
you
so.
can't
Or
say
you
it,
can't
bro.
tell us.
I'm not going to, but you're
That
not
would be
going
actually
to.
very easy
He wants
to
to tell us. Though.
No, I don't. No, I
can
don't.
see you're like,
Because you're not going to. You're not going to know, and you're going to be like, one day you're gonna see this brand and be like, "Fuck, that's dope. That's simple.
That's gonna be
it's
easy to
cool."
do.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
when
And
you
then boom.
are you gonna hit me when you see me rocking it?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, bitch.
Yeah, I got you, motherfucker. And then you're coming to get back on this fucking podcast.
100%.
We
I'll
need
come back
you.
every time I'm finished.
It's gonna
We
be
need
fun
you
to see
back.
where you're at in a year from now, honestly.
Dude,
Let's make it a deal. Come back in about a year.
I'm down.
Oh, we've come back before. Your
anytime,
vibe is dope.
Anytime I'm back, I
Hit us
come
up.
up. This is like my most.
We can have Nerf wars in the office.
I'm down.
I think
I love the vibe
that
out
should
there.
be one of our things is Nerf war for everybody that comes in.
Yes.
Done.
Dude,
As
these
soon as I
Nerf
walk in the
guns
door,
are
toss
epic.
my gun
And
boom.
you're
Dude,
going.
we come
You're
home
going.
with like welts
Welts.
everywhere.
Oh, it's like that.
It's
though.
Oh,
like
they're
that.
like
Is it
intense.
paintball or ward?
It's, dude,
Fucking Nerf
they're
ball.
sick. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like that though.
I'll let you
I'm
shoot
down
me
to
with
come
one.
back anytime. This is obviously awesome, but I come back to Phoenix a lot. Like I
Well,
said, I got the boys here, so like
when-
I'm always down.
yeah.
Now you're the boys, so like
I love it. I love it. Whenever you're down, dude. Whenever you're down, as long as you don't drink, you can drive one of the cars, man. I'll let you take one of the cars
one
out.
of them.
Yeah, I got
How
a
many
lot
you
of
got?
cars.
He's got a lot.
Okay.
I got like 7.
Whew.
Yeah, I get a new one today, actually,
What?
in a 86 Porsche 911 turbo. Yeah.
So,
Manual,
Yeah, of course.
obviously.
Yeah. It was incredible having you on, man. I cannot wait to get you back on and see where you're at in 6 months.
Definitely
either
wanna
3
come back.
months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. Whenever you're here, you just bust in this fucking building and be
go.
like, Nerf war, motherfucker.
Oh, I'm gonna come up with my own piece next time.
Hey, you
better
better
be
come
ready.
in. Come in with your own piece and make sure you wear a GoPro though, so we can all
Okay,
see it.
I'll do
But
that.
I love it, man. Do you have any last like tips, wise words, any tricks, anything that you would like to tell the audience before you jet off?
Yeah, I would say, I never really thought of myself like we talked about earlier about being inspirational.
Oh, well, you are.
I still don't think that, because we haven't made it yet, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
made it. But I would legitimately say, and it's cliche again, but if you have something that you actually fucking love, like you really feel like it's a good, like you're not you're not lying to yourself. It's not some bullshit idea. If you really have something that you love or that you're passionate about and you're not happy with what you're doing now, like take the fucking jump.
Step out of your comfort
100%.
zone.
And I know it's hard, and I know like finances are always the backbone of everything, but just go for it. 100%
Yes.
go for it, because I was in a position where I wasn't happy, and then I just went for it, and it was scary, but it worked.
I love
it's
that.
because I love it.
I love that.
So
I have a question for you before we end this. Are you happy now?
yeah,
So you're happy. You're not satisfied because we've already covered that.
I am not satisfied, at all.
But you are happy.
I am content and happy where my life is heading, for
Yes.
sure. Like again, not satisfied. I want more. I'm always gonna want more, but I'm happy to be where I'm at, and I'm like appreciative of my opportunities that I've have. And happiness comes with whatever you're doing.
Yes.
It's either good or bad. So
Absolutely.
I'm happy to be here. Happy to be with you boys.
I
Happy
love
to
that.
have this platform
Hey.
to be able to share.
Cheers.
Before we head off, cheers to that.
And
Cheers
make
to
sure you
happiness.
guys check out lovesick.com, LLOVESICK.com.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Check out the Instagram as well. We will put the brand Instagram below. And we're going to put your personal Instagram.
That'd be great.
Go ahead and tell them what your personal Instagram is.
Collin McMannis. So just one word, COLLINMCMANNIS.
I love it. I love it. Our Instagrams are _ANTHONYSWORLD. This
And
guy's
I'm
is.
at Derek_Vandy.
I love it. This is the first episode of DNA of a Man.
Let's roll.
And we're about to build some shit.
Let's go,
I
baby.
love
I'm
it. I
excited
love
about it,
it.
man. I'm excited.
Cheers to that, guys.
Cheers one more time.
One more fucking time.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
Likewise, likewise.